Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. I am very excited for you to meet my guest. She is a beautiful woman inside and out, and I'm very proud to call her my friend. She is the voice of yes. Please welcome Misty LaVertu.
Hello.
Hi, my beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's always nice when you come down from the north and say hi.
I love it. I love being in your world.
Well, thank you. And back at you. You know, from the time that we met, there's been a wonderful synergy. And I think it's about being a well-raised girl, if that makes sense, having good parents, and then having great kids. There was something about, but there's more. There's more because when I look at you, the way you look, do you think that people think that you're not all that because you look a certain way?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I've been judged since I was 3 years old.
Which is kind of ironic because I was judged on the other side for being rather ugly when I was a little kid with teeth in different directions and a broken nose. Did you like being judged or not?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
People always have been, and I'm going to use their word, intimidated. And when people get to know me, they say, you're way nicer than I thought you were.
Oh, I was there when you got a tattoo on your leg going, I got a great picture for you. I'll stretch that in.
That is never going to be seeing the light of day ever.
I'm holding on to it, Sam.
Yeah, no, we're not going to share that one. But yeah, I mean, it is hard to be judged, and people are very judgmental. And I think that's a lot of why I do what I do today.
Yeah, you work super hard. And one of the things that we have in common is we will outwork you.
100%.
Which can be good and bad.
Yes. I think it's good. There's a lot of people out there that want balance, and I think balance is a word that it doesn't fit me. I've wanted to create lifestyle so that I didn't have to pick and choose. I didn't want to have to go to work and then come home and be with my family. I wanted it to be all-encompassing. Well,
to share with everyone how you were raised. Your mom was that woman as well.
Yeah, she really was. And hindsight, right? I look back at, she's passed away, but I look back at growing up, the things that she did, the way that my sister and I were raised, and I'm very much my mom. And if you were to ask family members, they'd say my sister is more like my mom. But when it comes down to what I do on a daily basis, the way that I show up, it is 100% my mom. I watched her get ready to go to events. I watched her show up for her team. I watched her, wear the blazers, have her nails done.
See, it's funny, when I look at you, I see my daughter. And because I did not have that mom.
Right.
My mom was an agoraphobic woman who stayed at home, who was very much overweight, and I loved her to pieces. She loved me more than anything. I didn't want to be her. And I had a hard time finding the right role model.
I didn't I didn't set out to be my mom.
No, I get that.
And it's interesting because my mom she had a business. My dad was corporate.
Okay.
And so my sister now works corporate, and I now have a business. And I do everything for freedom. Everything I do is about impact and freedom. And that's how my husband and I have raised our kids. There's no glass ceiling. I never had a glass ceiling. They don't have a glass ceiling. One of the trips I was coming down to Florida to see you, and I had just gotten off another event. And so I was tired, and I was feeling a little sorry for myself and packing and mumbling under my breath. And my 16-year-old son is standing at the island in the kitchen, and he says, "Mom, you're made to do hard things." And I just thought, you know what? They're listening. They listen to everything that we do.
Yes.
And they are, it's important. So the days that I don't feel like showing up, there are days, of course, that we don't feel like
I think that's important.
Yes.
And because there is a certain lifestyle and a certain way that we look at you and me.
Yes.
I've started showing up on Mastermind without makeup and a ball cap because...
Until you...
What?
Until I came to Forbes Factor Live, I never, ever showed up to anything without being fully done.
Okay, we have to share something really intimate with you because that's this kind of a show. There's a level of perfection that your mom had, correct?
Yes.
And so what does the word perfect mean to you prior to meeting me?
That's just how you show up. I don't know that I even have a definition. It was just the way I was.
Yeah. And when you came here, it's interesting. One of the things about growth is you have to grow in a direction that you're not heading. So sometimes it's the opposite of what you do.
Absolutely.
And when I went through my personal development, it was really traumatic because I had to face things and go in directions that I didn't want to, and that whole stretch thing.
Yep.
And when I looked at you and we talked about the word perfect, I called you something. Would you like to share it with everybody what it was?
I will, and I'm proud about it.
I am too.
And, sloppy bitch.
Come on, that was funny, right?
It really was. And, since then, so that was a year ago, there are many times where I find myself shifting back into perfectionism, where I create something and it's not perfect. And I want to stop myself from showing it to other people, right? There's that, am I going to be judged again?
Right.
For being too much, for being blonde, for being too intense, for being whatever that judgment might be. And I fall back into that perfectionism. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, no, come on, SB, let's go.
And what's so funny is that you called me. You were at an event, I think, with your kids. And you're like, I'm sitting on a stoop outside, like a street corner, eating.
My daughter and I were at Taylor Swift.
Oh, right.
And I tailgated. And for some people, that's just what they do, especially here in the States. It's a weekend football thing, right? Everyone does it. I sat on a curb in the middle of the street and I just smiled to myself.
And called me.
And I called, and my daughter was like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I am just being.
Yeah. It's been really fun to watch that evolution.
It has taken me to another level. And if somebody would have told me, you have to become less, that's how I saw it. You have to become less to become more.
Right.
I would have argued that. But now living it and have lived it for a year and a half, it's significant.
Well, I would reframe that because I don't think that is, I mean, you might have in your world, but it's not less.
Now I know.
It's left.
Yeah, well, and now I know that.
Right.
But at the time, if somebody would have told me prior that I would have been okay with some woman saying, right?
Yeah.
Because I dreamed you up, right? I had never had, I've spent a lot of money, Forbes, on coaches and mentors. I've been in some of the best masterminds in the world. And I've never felt like I got what I needed to get. I never felt that somebody was invested enough in me to coach me, not just point and direct.
Oh, I know.
But to get on the field with me and coach me. And I knew there was someone out there. I knew that I was not that different, that there was somebody else out there that I could look up to, somebody that has done some of the things that I wanted to do, but also still kept their humility, because you can find people out there who have become very successful but lost their humility.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I found you, and after the first 3-hour class, I
remember that. I remember you sitting there, and because you definitely, with your hair, set a very striking tone. It looked very different from other people in my room. And there was an intensity of the way that you were watching and present. I don't think she's blinked in like the last 15 minutes.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think I blinked for 3 hours.
Yep, I could feel it.
And when the class was over, I felt frantic.
That's so amazing, because I felt something as well.
Yeah. And when you said, and it was a free Sunday night class, but I didn't realize that we were going into a 3-hour class. And I was at my daughter's condo sitting there, and she's like, Mom, how long? And I'm like, shh. When are you done? Shh. Are we going? Shh. I was so fixated and thinking to myself, I think I found exactly what I've been dreaming about for years, that I didn't even necessarily know what I was looking for.
Appreciate that.
And when that class was over, I felt frantic. That's the only word I could think of. I thought, how can I get more of this?
Well, something about you. You and I don't ever say, ironically saying yes, but I get invited to a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And my least favorite is, can I take you to lunch and pick your brain? My answer is, I'm not that hungry and my brain does not need to be picked. But
yes.
People say it all to me all the time. The other one is, come for a retreat. Well, a retreat is a week of my life, and I know me. I mean, I used to work at Club Med. I'm working at a beach resort because I
Yes.
can't stop working. So it's not really a vacation when there's all these women there
That's right.
who could benefit from my coaching. And when you said, let's go on a retreat, I was going to say no, but yes came out.
Maybe it was a thing.
I know, I'm not kidding. You are the only one I did all year long. I do not want to say yes, but I did. You made me say yes.
Well, I remember we were at my son's hockey game, and my daughter and I were sitting there, and I said to Presley, I said, watch, I'm going to ask Forbes to come. And I was texting, and she laughed like, ha ha. And so I said, you want to come? And I think I said it just like that. Yeah, want to come. And your response was yes.
Yeah,
And
I
then
remember that.
I turned my phone to Presley, and her eyes, she says, we got to get shopping. We got to go shopping. We have to get you fancy.
But
she
Kenna said the same thing to me. He's like, Mom, you got to look good. She dresses nice.
It was so funny, but it was unexpected, but I've been taught to ask. I ask.
I am now just
everything.
flashing on a moment where we are doing some coaching. Tell me the gentleman's name who we had at the event.
Christian.
Yeah, we're fully dressed, and somehow the three of us ended up in the pool.
Fully clothed.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how that happened, but it was wonderful. It was a fabulous week.
Yeah, it was.
And I got to see a side of you, a different side of you. There is truth to the you never stop working. But see, that's inspiring to me. So, when you had to run off to your room to do to do your mastermind or to do pitch or any of those things, I just thought, well, as expected, because she's Forbes. That's what she does.
Yeah, but you also created a beautiful space. We created some great podcasts and videos there.
Yes.
And I met a really cool group of women.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments, though, was meeting the young woman who had watched me, and she was shaking. She's like, oh, my God, I'm getting to see you in person. And that was just very...
That was Jessie.
Yeah, it was very amazing. And then also the lunch that I took.
Yes.
Very one-on-one. That was extra. It was just
There were
beautiful.
so many moments.
Yeah, it was really a blessed trip, and thank you for that, and thank you for all that you're up to. Now, I'm also a fan of yours because in the industry that you're in, you've risen to the top of this industry in a way that I could not do. And we have this conversation about this because I'm a product girl. I've generated over $2.5 billion selling product. You give me any product in this room, I will outsell everyone.
That's right.
But do not ask me to get a team member, train a team member, coach people.
Yeah.
And you come along and go, I don't care about product. And I'm like, how do you do that?
I have watched what this industry, network marketing, has done for people's lives. Products are great. I can go to Target. I can go to Walmart.
Okay.
I can go to a store anywhere and buy a product. It's very different when you are impacting someone's life.
Okay.
So I don't look at network marketing as a distributorship of a product.
Okay.
I look at it as a way to build people, a way to impact people. And so for me, I'm from a small city, very small city. And I've often thought, how can I get a reach to the most amount of people to impact? And every single time it takes me back to network marketing. Because
Will you describe to someone, and maybe even look at the camera, what is your definition of network marketing?
that's a loaded question.
I know it is. That's why I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, it really is a loaded question because network marketing is it's simply just sharing something you love. That's it. I share what I love. And is it the opportunity to, make an extra $500 or $1,000 maybe to put your kids in hockey or put your kids in dance? Or is it, do you know how many people I've helped take their families to Disneyland?
See, this is what's so exciting about meeting Misty, is I could never do that side of it because maybe my philosophy was wrong, and you're so good at it. Like you've taken 1, 2, and 3 times to the top of companies.
I don't know that there is a right or wrong way. I think there's just your way. And what I'm learning now, and this is a conversation we have had, is how to do the product side.
Well, that's the irony of this
Right?
relationship. Yes.
Yes. And I remember when you said, I will never build because I don't want to convince people and pressure people into doing something. I don't want to do those things. I don't want to. And there's a lot of people like that. And that's great. And so they do have that option. That's another thing about network marketing. It is about options, and I'm about freedom. So what is that going to look like to create your freedom? Is that selling product? Well, for me, it's about building a community of like-minded people.
Well, the irony of this whole relationship is that for the last couple of years, I have built a community for the first time. One of the things when I watched, I have several friends who are at the top of different companies.
Yep.
And I'm kind of just in awe. One, the success, the freedom, the even getting on stage in front of 10,000 people and speaking, there's a lot of opportunity in that. So I just never did, because one of the things I never keyed into before COVID was that once a week meeting. I looked at them going, I don't want to do that. Why would you want to do that? Get on, say,
You do pitch.
no, I'm telling you, let me share something with you. Prior to COVID, I would not commit to a weekly meeting. It just refused. I'm not interested. And then obviously COVID hit and everything changed. And now we're all so isolated that community became important to me. And because I was teaching online, I actually said to my partner, I don't want to end the training. I want to go to a place where we can keep growing as a community. I'd never said that before. And so sometimes, like now you're discovering the joy of product, I discovered the joy of people. It's been 5 years. I have 77,000 students. I have hardly ever in 5 years missed a Sunday class that is still live. That's over 250 Sundays. Same thing with Wednesday night. And I now do Tuesdays. And I can tell you my entire schedule is based around helping other people. My life changed. And part of me is still exploring, because a lot of, it's funny, so you can go to Target. You can't go to Target. Somebody's not creating a company around a product unless it's good.
That's right.
And a lot of time and energy. And I've had a chance to meet the heads of all the different companies, because I was pitching Spin Gym for a long time. And whether it's a vitamin or whatever the consumable might be, I even, one that I did for a while was a pant, a yoga pant. It's competitive to Spanx.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that one. I did very well in that one, because I'd had a tribe for the first time. And I don't recommend not doing a consumable, because how many yoga pants can you own?
Yes.
But I did really well, because I said, I've got a group of people and I love this product. Let's share. But I do think, and one of the things we've been talking about is, how do you build other people to your level? Do you have a strategy for that?
I do. I have strategies. I have framework. I have it all. It's been 18 years now. And for 18 years, I've been compiling, and I stack lesson upon lesson upon lesson, things that I've learned. And I've created something that is really powerful. And I've partnered it with my philosophy that I grew up on. It was instilled in me from a very young age. And that's say yes. You do the things. Success is something you say yes to. Do you know up front how it's going to turn out? No, never. But you figure it out as you go. And so that has turned into a philosophy of say yes, figure it out later.
That's turning into a movement.
It is turning into a movement. And I'm really excited about this, because I've never wanted, success is great, right? Success is great. But I feel now that it's not enough. I feel in me it's not enough anymore. I feel that it's time to help other people get rid of those limitations. It's now about legacy. It is about legacy. And I look at the legacy that my mom has left, and I feel so blessed. So blessed. There could be millions of dollars in the bank, and it would not make me feel the way that I felt the day of my mother's funeral, when this woman walked up to me and to my sister, and she took our hand and she said, "What a legacy. She said, your mother is quite the woman. What a legacy she's left for you girls." And it was as if I was at the bottom of a pool. Everything went hollow. And it was, I heard a voice. And that voice was, this is your purpose. And I get emotional talking about it. But ever since that day, I've shifted. And so the success is great, but it's about significance, and it's about leaving that legacy now for my children. and for their children. And I'm 48 years old, but yet I visualize and I can see sitting with my grandchildren. And, you know, it's now about generations, and not just my family. What about all the rest of the families that can impact? So it's no longer about a product. It's no longer about a company.
I know this. You and I met at a very blessed point where you're like, companies are nice and network marketing is great and it's a good platform.
Yes.
But your mission is way bigger, and that's why you're on the show today, and that's what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Would you look at the audience and share with them what Say Yes is all about?
Say yes and figure it out later is more than a phrase. It is a movement for all the people who have been judged, all the people who have been told they're too much, too loud, too confident, too something. This is a movement where we are creating a global community where you will be celebrated, where you're not just tolerated, where bold action is required. This, what we're creating, Forbes, this is a standard of excellence. And
who better to lead it?
I'm not going to settle for anything less. I refuse to live with regrets. I refuse. I will not do it. And that's what this is about. Say yes, figure it out later. It's for everyone, but this is for those people like you who were judged, like me who were judged. I want to ask you something. You and I have had conversations. I know you have a book in your top drawer in your office that is sitting there tucked away, waiting for what? The perfect moment.
You're so cute.
There's no perfect moment.
Okay, I'll say yes, I'll say.
Can you imagine? Just imagine for a second what would have happened 3 years ago if you would have just taken that book and said, let's get it out there. What could possibly be different for you?
You wouldn't have been on this couch because we wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, I love that. I love that.
I know, I've got to be really careful.
I love that. But do you know how many people are sitting there with brilliant ideas?
Oh, I do.
Or those that are sitting there scared to speak up because someone told them at some point in their life that they weren't good enough or their idea wasn't good enough. Like, enough of that. I'm done. Someone has to stand up for those people and say it's time for some bold
You may have to be called the
action.
yes advocate.
It's time. It's time. I feel like it's time to rip the lid off. There are people that need this.
And I think that you're the right person to lead this. I also want to take a quick moment. You said last time we were sitting on this couch in a conversation that your beautiful husband watched this conversation and said something very flattering. What was that?
Well, he said a few things.
Oh, okay.
He said a few things. First of all, he wanted to know how many takes this took.
Right.
He was looking for the edits. He couldn't believe. And he's like, Oprah who? Oprah who? Yeah, he just thinks that you are fabulous. But you know what? He's been with me for over 20 years. He's seen the amount of money that I have spent on different coaches and mentors and all of those things. He's been with me for all of those things. And he sees the difference in me. He sees my joy. He sees my excitement. Somebody this morning asked me, why do I keep coming back here? They said, why do you keep coming back? You're so successful. And I said, I can't get enough. Why? I want to be around successful people.
Yes, you do.
I never want to stop learning. I want to continue to grow and continue stacking the lessons so that I can help impact.
I just have to share, and I have to look at you at home. Do you hear how Misty got successful? That you need to learn to earn. Yeah. And the moment that you stop, it's why I also attend masterminds and trainings. People often come to me in the middle of a seminar training going, well, what are you doing here? Are you speaking? I'm like, no, I came to learn. Yes. I saw who was speaking or the concept of it. You don't get too good then. I saw Lisa Nichols do the same thing the other day. I was sitting here in the back of a room with some pen and paper. That's who we are. We're students of success. But also a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes.
And hanging out together, doing interviews, and pushing each other. Because there are moments where you're crying, or right before my TEDx, I was sobbing my eyes out 2 days before on my daughter's couch going, this is terrible. I can't. She's like, Mom, you're one of the best people. I know.
Because we're human.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. By the way, it's funny you said that I have a new book coming out called Pitch Secrets A to Z. And there's every once in a while a little moment going, what if they don't like it? I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you keep doing that? So again, let's say yes. I would love to see the Say Yes challenge because when you say yes, amazing things happen.
We got a challenge coming. We have a book coming. We have a summit coming. We have it's It's all
So
right
what are you
there.
waiting for? You need to just say yes.
And figure it out later.
There you go. How do we find you?
HeyMisty.com.
Hey, Miss. Oh, I like that.
Hey, Misty.
That is such a cute. Hey, Misty. Hey, Forbes. Hey, everybody. And one last thing that you'd like to share that you haven't said.
What haven't I said? Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I've got one. Let's be nice to the guy at home. Why don't you look at him right now and just share how important his love and support is for you to be successful.
Wow, Forbes. That,
Go for it.
Thank you for supporting me, for putting up with me. I'm like a tornado. I walk in the front door and I walk out the back door because my studio's in the backyard. And he follows behind and he picks up all the pieces, and he's just a wonderful husband, a fantastic father. He's at home right now doing the dad thing. And I don't know that there is something that I could do that he wouldn't support. He knew what he was getting when he married me. You knew what you were getting when you married me. And he'll be the first to tell you that.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's nice to take that moment. A big lesson I learned in relationships is to share that appreciation, because those who love us, I know that I'm here because of the man that I love very much. And I couldn't be sitting here today without him.
And I could not either.
There you go. Say yes, figure it out later. My dear friend, HeyMisty.com. You want to check her out. She's a beautiful spirit inside and out. And we are both on a mission of excellence. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks.